Well, hello, General Hospital Daily Recap fans. Today's daily recap is for Tuesday, October the 22nd, 2024. Uh, you know, another day we say goodbye to another actor, another character on General Hospital. But let's talk about, some of the other stuff that happened first. We have Holly going to see Anna. And for the life of me, everybody, I still don't know why she went to go see Anna. Because those two, there's no love loss. They both have a little bit of rivalry between the two for Robert's affections, even though neither one of them are with Robert. And Anna wanted to talk to her to, I think, let her know Sidwell is in the States because she got a message from Interpol. But I think she got that message after Holly left, right? So Holly tells her, Anna says, I wanted to talk to you about, and she goes, Robert has a daughter. And Anna looks at her and says, wait, what? Or Robert has another daughter. And Anna says, wait, what? And she goes, Robert and I have a daughter together. And Anna said, how could that be? And she's like, when would that be? Have been, right? And so she says, during the time when the WSB tried to have Robert killed and we thought he was dead, during that time, she says, you waited all this time? And Holly says, well, I thought you would understand because you did the same thing. She said, Robin was 5 when Robert found out. Your daughter is what, 20 what? And so she goes, oh my, did your daughter know all along? Or no, she goes, um, does Robert know? She said, Robert, I just found out. And Anna's just shaking her head. And Holly's like, don't throw stones. People in glass houses can't throw stones. And she's like, double agent Devane, oh, trying to throw just some shade at Anna. And so Anna says, um, who is, where is your daughter? She goes, right here in Port Charles. And Anna looks at her. She goes, wait, what? Who? She goes, Sasha Gilmore. That's my daughter, Robert's daughter. And she goes, Sasha? She said, Sasha has gone through a lot. And she's been all alone. And you deprived her of her father who was right here. And so Holly says, like I said, I thought you would understand. And so Anna says, wait, so why tell them now? Because she goes, how long did Sasha know? She says, Sasha just found out. And Anna goes, wait a minute. Because Sasha is seeing Cody Bell, and Cody Bell is Mac's son, which means Sasha and Cody. And Holly said, hence is why I'm telling them all now. She is not apologizing in the least for keeping that secret at all. Hey. And so she goes, I just don't know what to do. And I'm thinking, you don't know what to do, but instead of talking to your friend Felicia, you go talk to somebody that doesn't like you at all, right? So Anna says, okay, you need to leave. And she goes, but I just got here. And Anna looked at her and said, not my office. You need to leave town, Holly. Leave town and never come back. And she says, and why would I do that? She goes, because you do nothing but bring chaos into Robert's life every time you come to town. Every time. And And because she said Robert and Sasha don't want anything to do with her. And she goes, that's why you need to leave town. Just leave town. Give them some time to get their bearings. And Holly is like, oh, I shouldn't have. I don't even know why I came to see you. And I'm thinking, I don't know why you came either. So she picks up her bag. She's just walking around with the bag that the diamonds are in. Just, hey, right? Right for the snatching, right for the kidnapping. She knows doggone well Sidwell is not going to just sit on his hands. Holly knows that. So then that's when I think Anna got the message after Holly left that, or it may have been before, Comic Corner, because that's a detail I didn't pay too close attention to. Did Anna get the message about Sidwell before Holly got there or after Holly left? Put that in Comic Corner, please. So anyway, we have Dante goes and has a heart to heart with his daddy Sonny, just talking about his feelings. I fast don't need that, right? We have Ava. She's having drinks with Rick. And see, Ava, any man that's in front of Ava for too long, Ava's getting the hots for him. That's just Ava Jerome. So she had one martini when we first saw them, the scene of them. She downs that and she tells the waitress, excuse me, another one? And Rick is looking at her like, that's two martinis you drinking, because he's drinking coffee, right? And so he's telling her that, you know, she has to be sharp-witted. And as he's looking at her, you have to have your composure. You have to stick with the plan. And she goes, wait, you're talking like you're not going to put me on the stand. You're not going to put me on the stand. He says, if I put you on the stand, and he's looking at her like the way you drinking, that opens you up for the prosecution to really come at you. And I don't know if you're ready. I can handle it. I'm ready. And he just looks at her. Now his phone rings. So he gets up. He goes, excuse me. So he goes and he takes his phone call and he comes back. He goes, I've already paid the bill. He says, but I have to go. And she's like, wait, huh? Because while he was gone, she putting her lipstick on. She just, right? And she's like, wait, what? He goes, I'm sorry, I have to go. And he leaves. So she calls Nina. Nina comes over and they're talking. And Nina, Nina's sixth sense. She goes, wait a minute, Ava. It seems to me like you are developing feelings for Rick. And she goes, and I know how to handle myself. She goes, take it from me, Ava. Rick Lansing is only after Rick Lansing. If there's not a payday in it for Rick, then Rick really is not going to have nothing to do with you. You're paying him to be your attorney. That's why he's here. If there were no money involved, Ava, he would not be in your orbit. And so she goes, she's not listening, whatever. And Nina's just like, okay, you know what? You do you. I definitely don't have nothing to say about that, right? So, oh, you know what? I didn't put my pictures up. Let me put that's Holly and Anna talking. And so then we have Sam, Spinelli, and Maxie came. You could tell we were doing some goodbyes with the cast for Sam. Spinelli and Maxie come. They brought balloons, but you could see the tears in Damien's eye. Sam is doing a great thing. This really is not a goodbye. You're having a routine surgery that should be relatively easy for you. But you could tell they're saying goodbye, just like the way Sam told him before he and Maxie left. Don't go taking any cases without me. And he really got teary and Sam got teary too, because remember when they introduced Spinelli to General Hospital all those years ago, Sam and Jason were on a case and they found the jackal in this two-story house and they needed him for something, right? And they had to convince him to come with them. So that was teary. And then Maxie gave her a hug and Felicia gave a hug and they left. Lucas comes in and he's talking to her. And she's saying, he was saying, Dr. So and so, wait a minute, was going to be coming in explaining the surgery to her. And she goes, wait, Dr. Who? He goes, Dr. blah, blah, blah. He's going to do your surgery. She goes, I thought you were going to do my surgery. And he's like, Sam, you can't operate on family. And she goes, but my surgery is routine. Have you done it before? And he said, yeah. And she says, but I want you. I'm comfortable with you. And so he says, yeah, but they have, reasons and then they have procedures against that. And Sam says, look, then we got to figure out what we got to do to make it happen because I want you to do it. And he goes, well, there is a waiver form you could sign. And I'm thinking, no, I really don't think so. But of course, for this, there's a waiver, which to me, oh man, this is going to mess Lucas up. His sister dies from a complication of he said one of the things is if something happens, family if the family person operating gets emotionally, because they're emotionally attached to the patient. But she goes, nothing's going to happen. This is routine. Yikes. I'm going to be holding my breath through the whole thing because this would devastate Lucas. Anyway, I don't know why they chose to write it that way. That's too much heartache. 100% too much heartache. I don't, ooh, Lord. So anyway, I'm getting a little worried just thinking about it, y'all. So we've got Marshall's send-off. Curtis is giving this big party, for Marshall. And everybody's there, and Curtis gives a great toast to his father. Molly and TJ are there, strained as ever. Molly is there with him for his family, but Molly doesn't want to be there. She's looking at her phone and she goes, don't worry, it's not for work. I only turned it on because my dad said he was going to come, you know. And he goes, no, I mean, Molly, I don't, okay. I'm not worried about that. He goes, if it was work and you needed to go, I would understand. She goes, no, I'm here for you and your family. So Marshall and Stella come over and talk to them, and Molly says something quick, but pretty much after 5 minutes, Molly is up and out of there. She goes to the bar, and Stella notices it. And then she's kind of looking at TJ, and she says a few words to TJ, but then she goes over and she talks to Molly. And TJ is just looking strange too. Actually, TJ gets up and he goes over to the bar. And, he just wanted to get away from Stella and Marshall because he knows that he and Molly are very awkward. And they say something to each other pretty much, but not really communicating, connecting with each other there at the bar. TJ's ordering another drink. So then Stella comes over and she talks to Molly. And Molly was telling her, there are times when I find it hard just to breathe. And she goes, have you shared this with TJ? And Molly looks at her. TJ's going through enough on his own. I don't want to add to it. And she goes, you all need to lean on each other, you both. Because otherwise there's going to be this huge gap that comes between you two, and your relationship may not be able to withstand it. And Molly just looks like that's already happening. I don't know what you're saying, but that's already happening, right? So we already know they're not going to be together. They have Jocelyn and Dex. They were there. Trina brought Geo, who looks awkward. Hey, by the way, I read they're bringing in a person, a man for Trina. He's going to meet her in in college. So we're going to see how that relationship, because this Trina and Geo, that screen test ain't working, and it won't work. It's just not going to work. So anyway, Trina ends up introducing Geo to her Marshall, because they're both musicians and blah blah blah. Stella, it's time for Marshall to go. Stella's the one that's going to take him to the airport because Curtis still got the party going on. And Marshall says his goodbye, goodbye. And it was kind of sweet. You could tell that was like his final scene with General Hospital. He hugs TJ and he looks at Curtis and he points his finger at him like, you got it. And Curtis points his finger back. And then Marshall turns around and says, all right, everybody. It's been whatever he said, fun, nice, whatever he says. But I gotta go. And everybody's clapping for him. You could tell they were clapping. That was the final scene. And I said, all right, bye-bye, Marshall. Goodbye. He's gone. Violet yesterday, Marshall today, Sam Friday, probably. But anyway, that was pretty much it. Let me see. Did I cover everybody? Yeah. No. Remember when I said Rick got a phone call when he was with Ava? He goes to the hospital to talk to Elizabeth. Elizabeth, I gotta talk to you, gotta talk to you. She's like, oh my God, I'm busy. What? He goes, no, no. Look, I didn't think this was gonna happen. I just thought that I would get, nicer accommodations for her instead of maximum security. She goes, what are you talking about, Rick? A judge read the case, read my argument, and he agreed that it was the cobalt poisoning. Heather's being released tomorrow. And Elizabeth's like, oh, wow. She goes, oh, you know, and he's like, and she goes, well, she goes, and what the Ashfords are having a big party. And so Elizabeth said, and everybody that you need to inform that she's being released will be right there. So you need to tell him. And he goes, will you go with me, Elizabeth? She's like, whoa, no, absolutely, positively not. I've got work to do. You go handle your business. So Curtis goes, Marshall's already gone. Stella's already taken Marshall. And he goes up to Portia and Curtis and says, look, I need to speak to both of you. Can we talk? And Portia's like, I don't got nothing to say to you. And he goes, no, I really need to speak to you. It's about Heather Weber. So Portia tells everybody gather around. Rick Lansing has some news he wants to share with us about Heather Weber. And boy, did that put Rick on the spot, because now they're coming up to, closer to them, and Trina's looking like, what, right? And he has to tell everybody that Heather Weber is going to be released tomorrow. A judge decided that she was not responsible for her actions, and she's going to be released tomorrow. And the look on Portia's face was like, and Trina's like, oh my God. And everybody was in shock. So yeah, Rick, good attorney, right? Remember, I wanted Nora Gannon back, but Rick is really doing the doggone thing. So anyway, That is it. That's everything for GH today. Good episode for a Tuesday. This is going to be a phenomenal jam-packed week. It really is on GH. So let's go to comment corner. Comment corner. 79 comments, everybody. Today, I'm going to start. I'm doing my trusty dusty stopwatch. I'm going to start from the top down because yesterday I went from the bottom up. Tomorrow I'm going to start in the middle. I'm just going to let it scroll down and pick right in the middle and go from the middle down. So let's go from the top down right now. We have Lisa. Lisa says Violet's real name is Jafel Love. Thank you so much. Because remember, I remember I couldn't remember her name yesterday. Thank you for that. And then Lisa also says, I'm so tired of Molly and Christina complaining about their issues. They need to go into the gym and put on some boxing gloves and fight it out. I think Molly will knock her out if that ever happened. Just do it, beat the crap out of each other, and get past it. Sarah said, I can picture that. And then Lisa says, Holly is so full of poop. She would have told him if she had his child. I know. I hate that they're breaking up Cody and Sasha. And then Lisa also says Sam would not back out of the surgery. Any chance is a chance that Lulu doesn't have. It had to be Cyrus that messed with the respirator. I believe that too. He was the only one that was there or that keeps popping up in there when nobody knows he's there. Isaiah will end up doing the surgery. Yes, he is. As much as he doesn't want to do the surgery, he won't let Lulu die uh, too because he's afraid to do the surgery. Of course, Lucky talked him into it. Good job, Lucky. And then I'm going to skip down to Donna. Donna says, exactly, they need to have Violet say goodbye to Liz and Aiden. The writers have been overlooking a lot. Someone asked why they aren't making Lucas connect with Sam when she is his sister too. Well, they connected today. I know, oddly enough, just today. The Holly being Sasha's mom, I do not like it at all. Nonsense. It sure is. Lynn says, hi. Hi, Lynn. Leon says, I'm so sick of the Molly and Christina storyline. Shirley says, I know the General Hospital is trying to come up with a storyline, a backstory for Geo by saying that Brooklyn and Dante are his parents. The way Lois keeps looking at him, clearly she knows something. And once in a while, there's talk about a big secret between Dante and Cody. I know, huh? I don't know about making Dante and Brooklyn Geo's parents. It's going to get complicated for a lot of people and relationships. I was thinking instead of Geo being their son, why doesn't General Hospital make Geo be Cody's son? That's interesting. But look, if Lulu's waking up, now that she and Dante start working their way back to each other. Remember, Brooklyn is a thorn in Lulu's side. And now that Brooklyn and Dante would have a son together, that would be some mess, right? And then Shirley says, I know they said that him and Dante went to the same camp when they were teens. So they could write Cody hooked up with someone from Bensonhurst and she got pregnant. Cody could have asked Dante for help, and that's how the Corinthos came into the picture. Okay, Olivia and Lois brought in Sonny to arrange that Geo would be adopted and never told Dante or Cody what happened to the child. I don't know. We'll see what they're going to do. They do outlandish things. Sounds like a possible storyline, right? And then Sarah says, if I was Geo and found that people I loved, trusted, were telling lies my whole life, I would be beyond angry and hurt. Jacarly says DNA paternity test results typically list a probability of paternity, as well as 0 and 99.9. A result of 0 means there's no genetic match, and 99.9 means the potential father is very likely to be a biological parent. The DNA test can be inaccurate if the sample is processed incorrectly or if the person taking the test is related to the actual father. Yeah. And then Jacarly says, the explanation of how the Sasha's DNA test did not show family ties to Robert is so far-fetched and made up. I agree with you. The DNA testing is not that specific with a yes or no question. It would have shown that there was a family relation. It would have. They should have come up with a better story than that. I feel like the writers are dropping the ball and just making it up as they go to fit what they want. That's how I feel too. I am says it. What if Sidwell is related to Cody or Leopold? Nah, Sidwell's just going to be somebody that Natalia uh, was married to or is still married to him, right? She just probably hadn't seen him in years. That's what there's going to be. Um, there's a rumor that Sam requests Drew's father Danny to father Danny in her will. I wonder if that was written when Jason was presumed dead. I don't care who the mother puts in the will to father Danny. Jason is the father, and Jason would definitely have Diane get him that paternity right. Now, he might let Danny live at the Quartermains, which he would do, grow up there at the Quartermains. But just because Sam put in there, I want Drew to raise my son Danny, Sam could have put in there, I want Dante to raise my son Danny. Get out of here. Danny still has a father. Drew can't even raise Scout. How often do you see him with his own daughter? So I hope they don't write that crap. Faith says Geo is Sonny and Lois's child. Jacarly says, after Sam dies, do you think Jason will let Dante keep the penthouse? Oh, I know, huh? I think he might move back into the Quartermains with Danny. I think so too. Because his mother is there and they will be grieving. And Sarah says, Jason has a lot of compassion for people he cares about. I don't think he would put I don't think he would put Dante and Rocco out of the penthouse while they are still grieving. Nah, he wouldn't. Jason's not like that. Jacardi says, Holly did the same with Ethan, though. She had Robert believe that he was Ethan's father, and it could have been easily proven too, but it didn't stop her from lying. I don't see the difference. And then Natasha says the scene between Jason and Sam was cold and distant, and I thought that a surgery like that, Jason would have at least questioned her more. Is it safe? Are you safe? Instead of thanks. Well, you know what? Thanks, Sam. You know, do you? Uh, at least Drew gave Sam a hug and was more concerned and involved in the scene, but Jason was very distant. Drew was trying to be very dominant with Sam in that scene. I noticed that. It's a rivalry he has with Jason. I'm going to talk to her the best. I'm going to hug her. Oh, come on. The writers knew the history of Jason. They could have done better, had done a better closure because of the acting and dialogue between them. Wait, between them seems off. Yeah, it does. Whatever. Sarah says it was a sad goodbye for fans of Jason and Sam's romance. I agree. It was cold. Velma says, love, love, love General Hospital. Oh, GH recaps. You are truly unique. Keep up the great work. Why, thank you, Velma. Thank you. Care Bear says, so Dante is really in love with Sam, but In love or not, if he reunites with Lulu thanks to Sam's death, that's morbid. Really, because, well, for one, Danny won't. Danny and Scout are going to be devastated. So P. Merle says to Care Bear, thanks. Hey, it's a soap. Rocco would be happy. Sam would want him to be would want them to be a family again. Would she really want them to be a family again? I don't know about that. you know. And that's it, everybody. We're at 10 minutes. We are at 10 minutes. Thanks for the comments with Comment Corner. I'll be back tomorrow with another daily recap of General Hospital.